What is going on, Dragon Ball fans? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball fan manga breakdown review, where today we're going to be reviewing a fan manga entitled Dragon Ball Multiverse, which is a fan-made manga set within an alternative timeline involving various incarnations of Dragon Ball characters set within different universes and timelines to compete in a massive multiverse tournament for the grand prize to see which universe will be the universe to gain the mightiest of the Dragon Balls. As for many years now, I've been introducing and showcasing various different fan mangas created by the community for the community, so if you would like to check out all the latest and best Dragon Ball fan mangas, then make sure to check the description box and bio down below for all the latest in Dragon Ball fan mangas, including Dragon Ball AF, Dragon Ball X, Beyond Dragon Ball Super, and many others. Then be sure to check out all the Dragon Ball fan mangas listed down below, and if you are new to this channel and are a fan of anime and Dragon Ball, then don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to never miss a single upload. As we kick off the Dragon Ball Multiverse manga chapter number 64 special inside of Universe 3, as the narration goes on to state Universe 3, end of year 737, planet Frieza 68. As a young individual that seems to represent that of Raditz goes on to tell everyone around him, "You suck so much," as he's laughing and gloating with warriors having to be battle damaged all around him. He goes on to say to himself, "I'm gonna like it here. They are way weaker than us Saiyans, and I'm all light in this gravity. I'll be the elite of this army." As an individual cries out, "Raditz, follow me, you've been reassigned." As Raditz begins to walk with him, he goes on to state, "My father? So he killed Frieza? Really?" As the Saiyan warrior goes on to tell Raditz, "I am now under the orders of the king, Bardock. You're going back to him." As Raditz goes on to reply, "So the Empire is ours now." As the Saiyan soldier tells him, "Not really. Many planets use the situation to claim independence." As back on Frieza Planet 44, we bear witness to yet another Saiyan having to wreak carnage and anarchy all around him, as an individual soldier who's hiding behind a wall goes on to state, "Come on, little Vegeta, come without resistance, it'll hurt less." As he continues, "We just want to negotiate with your new king." As Vegeta slowly creeps up behind him, little Vegeta swoops on in and kicking this individual in the face, knocking his scouter off and knocking his teeth out as well. As the individual drops down, Vegeta goes on to state, "What a mess. So, did you find the capsules?" As an individual that's being carried out by Nappa goes on to reply to Vegeta in stating, "Just beside this building, my prince." As Nappa goes on to tell Vegeta, "What are we going to do when we get back?" Vegeta goes on to reply to him, "Participate. If I'm not the prince anymore, it's time to become king." As on another location, we get to see how Bardock's old squadron allows other people to bow down before them, as the leader goes on to state, "You swear allegiance to the Saiyans? Like that without a fight?" As one of the members of the people bowing to the Saiyans goes on to state, "My lord, we are not soldiers. We never worked for Lord Frieza of our own free will." As the saying goes, "Tyrants come and go, the people remain the same." As the Saiyan replies, "I don't understand. Anyway, our king wants a new kind of armor from you." As they bow down, they go on to proceed to state, "Yes, we will do as you wish, Master Saiyans." As the narration goes on, 2 years later, the whole Frieza Empire became the Saiyan Empire, except for some border planets. As the Saiyans continue to conquer, we go back to former King Vegeta and now King Bardock, as Bardock goes on to state Saiyans don't know how to lead armies. They are too individualistic. As adult Vegeta goes on to respond, "They never learned, that's all." As Bardock replies, "Be prepared. Cooler himself is arriving on the planet in 3 days. As one of the other Saiyans sitting across from Bardock goes on to ask, "It's a report from our spies?" With Bardock stating, "No, it's a vision of the future." That's all for tonight. You're dismissed. As a Saiyan warrior that goes by Hana touches down, Bardock goes on to ask, "So you're still there? I don't want to see anyone." As she walks on over, she goes on to tell Bardock, "Frost demons aside, the situation is pretty good, right? I think the state of grace is over." As Bardock goes on to reply, yeah, wait, the state of what?" As she goes on to tell him, "Tomorrow I defy you for the throne." As she goes on, "You didn't have a vision about that, now did you?" As the narration goes on, Bardock's plan wasn't finished. He didn't need to be king, but to be listened to instead of a risky deadly duel. as Bardock cries out, "Saiyan people, today we decide on a new leader." As he continues, "As in tradition, the king will be the strongest of us. Since I'm not participating, challengers will compete against each other. The king will only be one who has never lost. But the new king will have to keep as consultants, Vegeta Sr. and myself. The Saiyans must combine strength and strategy." As all the other individualistic Saiyans go on to cry out, "Yeah, long live Bardock, long live Vegeta," the narration continues, duels succeeded each other very quickly for the most. Few participants dared to challenge the elites, who were the first to go on stage, and in the late afternoon, there were only 4 Saiyans left, basically insinuating that in order to become the king of the Saiyans and or leader of the Saiyans had to fight amongst each other to prove their worth, sort of like Black Panther in a way, but without the royal bloodline aspect, as one of the Saiyans choking out another elite goes on to cry out, "Give up!" as the person getting choked out cries out, "Never! I will be the king of the Saiyan," as he passes out completely. As Bardock cries out, Hannah wins the match. There are only 2 other winners, who will fight one another, Paprika against Vegeta Jr., as Vegeta goes on to state that won't be necessary. "Your fight was too long, so we fought over there. I won and I have witnesses. No cheating involved." As Nappa drops down the combatant, the people go on to state, "Yeah, he nearly won, yeah, I've never seen such a strong kid." As Hana approaches the ring, she goes on to state, "Okay, that's fine. Come here, boy. I'd like to be crowned before night." As Bardock cries out, "Hana, don't kill Vegeta Jr." As she walks up to Bardock, she goes on to state, "Huh? It's a duel. I can if I want." As Bardock goes on to tell her, "And I know you intend to. You know that once adult, he will be stronger than you. Don't kill him. The future of all the Saiyans depend on it. Got that?" As over out in the crowd, we see a young Broly and young Paragus look on, as Paragus goes on to point and stating, "Look, Broly, the whole Vegeta family. But they can't kill you anymore. Even as an infant, you're too strong now. You'll even understand when you're older. The next king will be you." As Vegeta Jr. goes on to fight the Saiyan elites, the battle intensifies so much because Vegeta is in fact very strong, and as confirmed by Bardock, once he gets older, he will ultimately surpass Hannah. But as Hannah begins to fight Vegeta, she attempts to blast him as Vegeta is simply too quick. As she goes on to claim, "You brat, don't run away." As the fight intensifies in the sky, Vegeta Sr. goes on to tell Bardock, "Huh, my son has become quite strong." As Bardock replies, "This is just the beginning. But it's not his time yet." As Hannah has the upper hand, she kicks Vegeta in the gut before knocking him back down to the ground, having to cry out, "Playtime's over." And as little Vegeta hits the ground with such force, we see him trying to get back up, battered and bloody. He goes on to tell her, I'm not done yet. I will be the king." As she quickly zooms in, she knocks Vegeta out by elbowing him in the back of the neck and having to state, "Maybe in your next life." As she completely knocks him out, Bardock goes on to cry out, "Hana, you," as she replies to Bardock, "Don't wet your pants, Bardock. Your last wish as king has been respected. He'll live." As Bardock cries out, "Hana won the fight and is now our new leader. Hail Hana, the new queen of the Saiyans," as now we have an official leader of the Saiyan army after beating little Vegeta. As the narration continues, very far away, we notice how more individuals are fighting off against each other, and those individuals are in fact Cooler Squadron versus the former Ginyu Force. As each of them battle, Salazar steps down on Captain Ginyu and having to state, "You have too much honor, Captain. Those who were loyal to Frieza are annoying." As Captain Ginyu cries out, "Change!" As he changes body with Salazar, one of the other individuals who in fact is a part of Cooler's army walks on over with a deceased birder and having to state, "One less." But just then, Recoome comes swooping on in, punching him in the face, and stating, "You're less." But since Captain Ginyu had changed bodies, now we see how Salazar uses an energy blade. As Recoome goes on to tell Salazar, "Well played, boss." Salazar didn't know what the body change was, but then Salazar turns around instantly and stabbing Recoome right through the heart. As Salazar states, "Actually, I did. I was wearing a protection specifically against this. As he reveals a small chip above on his forehead, he goes on to tell Recoome, who is now dying, "It's done. I am close to the Saiyan territory. Should I reconquer a few new planets?" As he's talking back to Cooler, we see Cooler inside of his ship as he goes on to cry out, "No, you are needed here. Rebellions are happening everywhere in my empire. They think that since Frieza was killed, I can be killed too. Ignorant fools. When we'll be stable again, we'll eat Frieza's old territory like a cookie." As the narration continues, for years the Saiyans continued their conquest and expanded in the universe. Their oppression was gruesome and even worse than Frieza's. As we see all the Saiyans whining and dining as a young Kakarot walks in, he goes on to cry out, "Hey Raditz, you're back already? How was the mission?" As Raditz replies, "Shitty planets, water everywhere, but 3 suns. Fun." As another soldier replies, "But they were strong, at least some challenge." As Kakarot cries on, "Haha, losers," with Raditz having to state one was really stronger than the others. "He killed Gine and Dez." As Kakarot responds, "How did you survive the strong one? You ran away?" As the female soldier responds, "Vegeta was with us." As Raditz states, "Shut up. He's gotten strong, the junior. He really wants to surpass Broly. You should have seen him beating this Namek into a pulp." As Kakarot begins to eat some food, he goes on to state, "Didn't they have magical powers?" As Raditz tells his younger brother, "It's all BS. Hey, I wanted to bring back this cool orb I found, shiny and all, but it instantly turned into a stupid rock," of course referencing Dragon Balls. As Kakarot goes on, "This Broly freaks me out. Where is he now?" As the female soldier tells Kakarot, he was sent on Cooler 72 at the frontier. The planet was destroyed completely. As Kakarot states, "Well, how did he come back?" As Raditz states, "He didn't. I hope this dude is dead in space by now," referencing Broly as deep in space itself. The narration goes on to state, "Broly entirely destroyed the planet he was on and now he drifts in space. There is nothing to him. In some other universes, he did that as a baby, as of course Broly did survive." As the narration continues, "He felt the energy of the next planet. He is going there. Nobody here can scold him. Nobody tells him to calm down. He can kill all he wants. He is free." And in this specific universe, Broly had destroyed so much without any repercussion. That's what he does. As elsewhere, an individual cries out, "Our planets are being destroyed one after the other on the southern frontier." As we see Cooler and his men begin to panic, Cooler lashes out and stating, "What? You say it's all because of that one, only one Saiyan? Could he be the legendary Super Saiyan that Frieza feared?" As the narration goes on, after a lot of blood and destruction, Broly finds a little temporary peace. As he rests ahead, the narration continues, "Even the strongest warriors are no match for his power, and Broly hopes he'll get stronger opponents soon." As we notice how a spaceship very eerily similar to Frieza's begins to enter the atmosphere, King Cold and Cooler finally arrive. As Broly wakes up, he grins. As Cooler goes on to state, "That's a Saiyan alright," with King Cold having to tell Cooler, "This small child is responsible for all of this?" As Broly quickly charges in, Cooler knocks him down in only using one shot, hitting Broly so hard that Broly is sent flying through multiple buildings. As he hits the ground, he goes on to cry out, "Strong, very strong. At least the power, he can use it." As Cooler goes on to tell his father, clearly above the elites, but still nothing to us. As instantly Cooler takes notice as Broly begins to transform, and he transforms more and more and more, as finally he taps into his Super Saiyan powers. As the narration goes on this day, the whole universe is at awe. As the TV reports go on to state, these images are taken from King Cold's ship. His Majesty and Prince Cooler were met what looks like a Saiyan child, who turned into an abomination of pure power. Never we imagined to see the invincible demons being actually beaten and killed by just one being, emphasizing that Broly did in fact survive, and even as a young child, Super Saiyan Broly not only managed to kill Cooler, but he also killed King Cold. And as the Saiyans are watching the television monitor, the TV narration goes on to state the Saiyan disappeared, and is confirmed that the Frost Demons are dead, as Vegeta Jr. goes on to claim this aura, this power. Is it the legendary Saiyan alone? I won't accept it. As Bardock talks to Vegeta Sr., he goes on to state, you see, it worked perfectly. As Vegeta goes on to tell Bardock, and when Broly will come back, he'll kill us all in his fury. As Bardock responds, not as long as he is entertained with battles. I've seen it. We're okay for a few years. As the narration continues, and since then, the universe was in chaos. The Saiyans continued their deadly conquers, and the legendary ran free, alone, unmanaged. Sometimes thousands of people died. Sometimes a planet was ravaged. That was the legendary Saiyan having fun. As the narration continues, year 754 on planet Vegeta, as Vegeta goes on to state, today is my day. Today I fight against Queen Hana, and I'm sure that I will be king. As at long last, more individuals begin to run the streets as Vegeta makes his exit, as they cry out, Broly's back! The legendary Saiyan has arrived! And as everyone goes outside, Hana goes on to tell Broly, I'm happy you found your way back home, Broly. Look how tall you've become, and powerful. As Broly looks down, he goes on to tell Hana, I defy you for your throne. As she goes on, well, that was expected. Okay, show us the power of the legendary Saiyan. I won't go down that but as soon as she says that, Broly swoops on in and completely cuts her in half in base form with just a single attack. And everybody there is absolutely puzzled as to what he had done. As the final chapter depicts Bardock having to overlook a ravaged planet, as he goes on to state, good job. At this rate, this planet will be ours in a matter of days. As someone begins to call Bardock, they go on to state, calling Bardock. Bardock, is anyone listening? As Bardock replies, what's up? Is this important? As another Saiyan individual goes on to tell him, we got bad news. Broly had returned to Vegeta recently, and the first thing he did was kill Hana. He is now our new king. I thought you should know immediately, Hana was your mate for many years. As Bardock goes on to reply, and? I saw that in a vision a long time ago. No surprises there. When I'm back, I'll be polite and greet our new king. Bardock out. As Bardock goes on to say to himself, Hana, your time was up. Rest in peace. As the manga chapter comes to a close. Now this is the inevitable build-up to how Raichi was able to execute and use Broly against Gast just a few chapters ago. So early on, it was emphasized that the Saiyans themselves were fighting amongst each other, fighting for the throne, and fighting for supremacy, which I really enjoyed how the Saiyans were deceiving among each other and how they played each other in the idea that, yeah, Broly was supposed to be dead, but Bardock knew the whole time. Bardock was actually plotting seemingly against the Saiyans, as even through his own mouth he said, well, I saw this in a vision, so I'm not worried. And what I really enjoyed about this is seeing how Broly was untamed, he's uncontrollable, but he does have rationality behind him. So I cannot wait to introduce Dragon Ball Multiverse manga chapter number 65 to you all, because this basically wraps up the Broly that we see in Universe 3 and how Raichi was able to control him during the Multiverse tournament. So again, I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. What are your overall thoughts on this manga chapter? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys hate it? Drop your thoughts down below, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Once more, if you guys are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to never miss a single upload. If you guys enjoyed it, hit this video up with a like. Tune back in for the next video. I have so many more Dragon Ball fan mangas for you guys that it's going to completely blow your mind. And once we get to 600,000 subscribers, I do have a very special Dragon Ball Beyond Dragon Ball Super manga that I'm going to give to you guys and show you guys once we break beyond 600,000. So spread the word, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody, once more, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace!
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming and all his social media platforms. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications so you can be the first to know every time that he uploads a new video.
Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god!
The fuck, Zarbon? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes, but Jesus Christ, that's huge!